Hello, everyone, and welcome to High Stakes Weekly, our weekly podcast that gets you ready for the week ahead in the NFBC, NFFC, and NFBKC. We got another busy week in our high stakes division, so let's get right to it. First of all, Jeff, I know you had a birthday party for your little girl this weekend. She just turned 5. Happy Father's Day to you. Just so you know, she's off to kindergarten, then grade school, high school, college, marriage before you know it. All right? It goes fast.
It goes way too fast. And, I'm already dreading the next 5 years. 5 years from now, she'll be double digits. 5 years from now, Tom will be 80 years old. It's just like getting real crazy about how fast this is all going. And obviously some things we're not looking forward to coming up within the next 5 years. So it can slow down at any time.
Tom, you won't be 80. You'll only be like 75 for crying out loud. That's just not fair to you. It's really not.
So glad to be back from vacation.
Yeah. Welcome back. I forgot about that. There you go. All right, Tom, we'll go right to you. We're nearing the halfway point of the NFBC season. Through 12 weeks out of 27, kind of halfway. Bring us up to speed to the NFBC leaders. I see we have a new leader in the main event, correct?
Yeah, Todd Hoppy moved into first place in the main event, so congratulations to Todd. We'll see if he can keep that going. Jason Weir, the defending champion of the online auction championship, back on top of that contest. Zach Waxman still leading a couple of contests, the Gladiator and the Best Ball. Doug Gruber leading the auction championship. So we're nearing, like you say, nearing the halfway point of the NFBC season. So things are gearing up. Hopefully we get some warm weather here in Wisconsin, but the warm weather is heating up a lot of other places in the country. But a lot of great races going on right now in the NFBC.
Yeah. I complain about the weather a lot. I'm up north and it's cloudy and 63 it was yesterday when I got up here. I know the rest of the country's warm, but not too warm here. But yeah, shout out to Leonard Ringel too, still leading the draft champions. Kudos to Leonard there. So good stuff. All right, let's turn our attention, Jeff, to Fab for week 12. Man, the Brewers, they may have found a good one in this Jacob Mizorowski. I actually have him in a keeper league with Dean Peterson. And man, he made his debut on Thursday. No hit ball. Typical Brewer, though, he hurt himself kind of backpedaling on the mound, but not too serious. But he was a top pickup this week, right, Jeff, along with Yuri Perez.
Yeah. Looking here, 192, looking at what the info that Vlad Sedler provided on his Twitter account for Mizorowski. Shelby Miller was the other one where he was available. Looks like he's closing down in the desert now. So Yuri Perez back. Who knows for how long with the way those young arms seem to be. But he's there. Then a couple other guys, Brendan Walter, some Ryan Presley love. Other guys, the veterans that have just kind of been dropped. Lane Thomas, Javier Baez, those types, even the Giolitos of the world. I see some Verlander on the list. So not a huge week like the previous week where we had a couple of the young guys come up. Obviously, you mentioned Mizorowski. He seems to be the prize of this week. And, just for baseball for a minute, we had our Greg, Tom, Jeff auction. And I've had Michael Toglia, just to show how much I've been watching my team and watching baseball this year, in my lineup for the last 2 weeks, all season really. And I just seen he just got called back up today, and he's been in my starting lineup for the last 2 weeks since he's been sent down. So he's back, and I've seen a couple people mentioning him for maybe Fab next week, but they're talking about Fab next week. I'm like, wait, what happened? And I guess that shows how much I've been paying attention, that he's been in my starting lineup for the last 2 weeks and in zeros across the board.
They miss you playing the main event. They sure do.
They really do.
Okay, Shelby Miller as a closer. Okay, that one's a wild one for me, but you're right. Arizona's had all kinds of injuries and all kinds of stuff there, but a lot of starting pitchers were picked up this week. Like you mentioned, Shelby Miller, Presley was picked up. Not as many new closers coming into Fab like we've seen in the past, but still very interesting. So check that out. It's on your team page under stats, player movement. Man, you can sort by main event, online championship. It's all listed right there. Make sure you're checking it out right there. All right, let's turn our attention to football. We had another RotoWire online championship draft last night. Jeff, you watched it. I looked at that board, and I'm starting to look at the early running backs. 11 running backs taken in the first 24 picks, and then only 4 running backs picked in the next 23 picks. So, Jeff, talk a little bit about that. And were you surprised that one running back went in the second round?
Yeah, you mentioned the first 24 picks. Well, number 24, Omarion Hampton, the rookie for the Chargers. Last pick of round 2. That's obviously his latest ADP. or excuse me, his min on the ADP. I think his latest was around pick 57. So someone's liking that. And I mean, it's kind of hard to argue against it when you think of Najee Harris as one injury, a tweak away. Najee Harris, not a guy that, performance-wise isn't going to set the world on fire. So that could be a huge, huge pickup in that Chargers offense. So a little too early for my blood still, I think. I think it's a little too early for most blood just based on where he's going. But it's hard to argue that he doesn't have the last pick of round 2 upside if something happens to Harris. And who knows, maybe even by the time, the championship rounds come around, he is the guy there in a big way. So that's the one that sticks out. You mentioned the other running backs that went after that. Start around 3 in our 3RR, Chase Brown.
Yep.
He's one that went. Jared Cook, I think he'll go up a little more if that contract issue gets settled. But then Breece Hall, starting out round 4, a guy that was going in round 1 last year. I kind of like that value. So the Hampton team came back with Hall. You can kind of, get Hall early and Hampton late. I like how that team started out.
Yeah, Tom, look at round 6. We're talking about the rookie running backs. And, Ashton Genty went 9th overall. Omarion Hampton goes 24th overall. Then in round 6, you've got Travion Henderson, R.J. Harvey, Caleb Johnson, and then Quinshawn Junkins starts round 7. Let's talk about those guys just a little bit and then talk about the Denver backfield because you got Harvey now and you got J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, a lot of rookie running backs going in that round, and James Conner as well, who just looks like a value pick every single year. Nobody believes in James Conner, but again, a lot of great value. But yeah, a lot of rookie running backs going in that particular area. Excuse me. But yeah, the Denver situation, Sean Payton just loves a committee, so nobody should be surprised that Dobbins signed there. I still think R.J. Harvey, who was one of those 6-round running backs in this particular draft last night, he went to a team that loaded up on wide receivers early. This team 7 took Neighbors, McConkey, Rashee Rice, George Pickens in the 5th, and then took R.J. Harvey and Aaron Jones with back-to-back running back picks. So back to Denver, R.J. Harvey, I think he's still a good RB2 play. I think he's going to get a lot of the early down looks, maybe the goal line looks in Denver with Dobbins, who's got a little more skill in the passing game. Could be the passing down running back there in Denver, more of an RB3 maybe play there in Denver. So nobody should be surprised. Peyton, definitely a committee running back coach. So I think this could still work out good for RJ Harvey, who's being drafted more as a top 20. He's an RB 20 right now in the RotoWire. So I still think this works out well for Harvey.
Yeah, I hear you there. But it'll be interesting. And that was a unique signing. That's a good signing for Denver. I mean, you run those 2 running backs right now. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what the Broncos Super Bowl odds are, but I think that's a team to reckon with this year. So keep an eye on them, obviously in a tough division. But I really like what Sean Payton's done there this offseason. So, all right, This week we have 2 feature drafts. On Tuesday night, Sean Childs is going to join me again at 9 p.m. Eastern time for an NFFC Gladiator Championship draft. That one is already full, and I think we've kind of shown a spotlight on the Gladiator format last week. Again, 12 teams, 14 rounds, all 14 players score for 17 weeks. It's best ball, but Sean had it right. He called it best team because your entire team scores for you. So you start 2 QBs, and that makes it interesting. In Tuesday's draft, we had 5 QBs go in the first 8 picks. I'll see if I can grab the board here pretty soon, but join me on Tuesday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jeff, we're kind of seeing an uptick in this Gladiator Championship right now, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we've seen a couple of the baseball guys that love the Gladiator format in baseball hop over to football. So, it's definitely picked up here over the last couple of weeks. You mentioned the live stream. I think that helped. Here's the board. If you look at, I don't know if 14 rounds. I don't know if we can get all there there.
I can't get them all on there, but I'll scroll down a little bit. How's that? There you go.
You're going to have to take our word for it. Every team drafted 2 quarterbacks. So every team has taken advantage. And you can see right down at the bottom, the last one, Bryce Young of the Panthers was the last quarterback to go. That means we got 8 quarterbacks not selected. So I pose this question to you two. Who are the 8 quarterbacks or the 8 starting quarterbacks? Are the 8 teams, and it's a lot of it's a team-by-team thing. There's a hint for you because some of them are unclear still. But who are the 8 that did not get selected in this Gladiator draft?
Well, I'm throwing out Aaron Rodgers because I saw that in the auction that he was the last round and he was for $1. So I got to believe Rodgers is one of them.
Rodgers is one. Another team in that division has one. There's a hint for you.
Okay. Tom, you got a couple?
Well, it's probably in that division. So Tennessee's quarterback.
Tennessee,
Will Levis?
Cam Ward did not go.
Cam Ward did not go. There you
Cam
Cam
go.
Ward?
Ward is one that did not go.
Cam
Correct.
Ward. Okay.
Did we get a Giants quarterback to go?
No Giants. That's
Yeah.
a team. Again, that's a
So
team
Russell
situation.
Wilson wasn't taken?
No
Yeah.
Wilson, no Jameis, no Jackson Dart. So no Giants in that one.
No
There you
Cleveland quarterback?
No Cleveland. That's the division. They have Flacco or whatever
Yeah.
they're going to throw out there. Sanders,
Yeah.
Gabriel. So
We
we're up
got
to
four.
We got
Yeah.
3, 4.
We got 4 already.
Let me give you guys the 2 that I think might be able to go at some point. No Tua, which was interesting to me.
No Tua.
Obviously,
Wow.
the injury history, the but the weapons he still has. That one was interesting to me.
That was one because Sean was going to take him to team up with, I think, Tyreek Hill that he had, and he chose not to.
Yeah.
And the 2
So
guys
no
behind
Tua.
him
That
did
was the
not,
one
so
that
no
stuck
Tua.
out to me.
Yep.
And the other one, Geno Smith. Obviously, not a
Really?
ton of receiving options there, but you have the Bowers of the world. So those are the 2. I mean, you can throw Rodgers in there as well, I guess. And I think you'll see Tua, you'll see Rodgers, you'll see Geno go in some of these. It's just your preference. Do you prefer those guys to a Darnold or a Bryce Young like we showed? The other one's the Indy situation. Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones. Who knows what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
I mentioned Cam Ward. You mentioned the Giants. And the last one, the Saints. Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, Jake Hayner.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go in many of these gladiator drafts this preseason. So
Yeah.
that might be the worst situation of them all as far as a best ball or a best team fantasy draft goes. So I'm gonna be surprised if we see a Saints quarterback go in any of these.
Yeah, I would agree. That's a good one on the 8. I think you're right. Tua is the one that's kind of surprising that he didn't go there.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have Tyreek Hill, it's a good double up there. But all right, tune in tomorrow night on our High Stakes Fantasy Network YouTube channel, and Sean and I will go through it again. He's got the 7th pick this time. He had the 6th last time. We'll see what he does differently there. But a lot of fun, and I'm glad it's sold out already. These are fun, so come join us. All right, and on Wednesday night, Tom, you're highlighting an NFFC Cutline Championship on our SiriusXM show. You're going to bring on 3 drafters. Sign up for the draft. Join Tom on the air. Good exposure on SiriusXM and a good time to talk about our 10-team format. Who are you doing the show with this week?
Yeah, Jeff Erickson is vacationing overseas. I'm not sure where he is now. I know he's going to hook up with Chris Liss at some point, so I'm not sure where he's at, if he's in Portugal or if he's in Spain. Anyway, he's overseas somewhere. But yeah, Jim Coventry will be joining me tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to that. More football talk on the show this week. So as we get deeper into June, training camp's just over a month or so away. So hopefully we sell this cut line out tomorrow night. So like Greg says, sign up, get 3 or so guests on the show, talk about the draft. Looking forward to this. Back from vacation. Going to have a lot of fun on the show tomorrow night.
All right, sounds good. As you can see on the left side of the screen, we got a $10 promo code for our NFFC Gladiator Championship. Listen, it's a $50 entry, $10 off is 20% off. So get in. We got some 4-hour and 2-hour extended drafts. We'll be doing more nightly drafts here, but again, we have one Tuesday night. That one's full, but get into some of those as well. A lot of fun. $50, you can win $7,500. Draft and be done. Doesn't get any easier than that. And like I said, I'm going to try to do live streams once a week. I'm going to do them on Tuesdays. I think next week I'll try a Cutline Championship, do something different. So stay tuned for more details there. We'll see if Sean knows how to master that one. Sean wants the computer to pick your lineup in weeks 11 through 16. Sorry about it. We're making you pick your lineup. So there you go. All right, basketball. Got a damn good NBA Finals here. I mean, I like it. I think it's 2-2. We go back to OKC tonight. I think the Thunder is going to win tonight, and I think they're going to win the series. I mean, Indiana had their chance to close them out in Game 4. But, Tom, who's leading our NFBKC postseason contest?
Yeah, Doug McCord still leading the way in that contest. Our Hall of Famer Eric Wong in second, Randy Lucas in third. Everybody is still battling for that $10,000 grand prize as we're getting down to the end of the 2024-25 season. And, of course, that means we're going to be launching next season's contest very shortly. But, yeah, we got everybody gearing up for that big postseason grand prize. It's going to be a lot of fun as we wind down the season in the NFBKC.
Tom and Jeff will be doing the rankings for our basketball draft room pretty damn soon. So hope to get that out, and we'll get the basketball live in July so we don't get swamped over by football there. All right. Jeff, on our Discord channel, I added a dog pound thread. I want to make this more like a town square, talk about some other things. I mean, maybe we'll have some other threads that'll be different, but this one is like, let's see, man's best friend. Who's your pets? Who's your dog? Who's your cat? Throw it on there. Again, let's interact, have some fun, get to know each other a little bit more. So I threw my dog, Cole. Tom loves Cole. He's a great black lab. And I threw my little kitty out there too. She's 17 years old. So post a picture so we can see it. Jeff, do you have any pets? I don't even know.
I was a dog person for all my life.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the kid. That kind of has taken precedence over the pets. We do have 3 cats. I've been married. I've known my wife for
There you go.
12 years now. I've never been a cat person in my life. And she's a cat person. So we have 3 cats. And actually, one just walked in the room right now. It's kind of like he's been summoned. So I'll have to post them on there. They're grown on me. I'm still a dog person by a lot, but there is something nice about these cats. We can just go away for days at a time, and when we get back, they're in the exact same spot we left them. So there's something to be said for that.
All right, Tom, you have to get a dog someday, don't you think?
Maybe at some point. We'll think about it. Yeah, I'll think about it.
You want to take care of mine? He's laying right back here real nicely.
That dog tried to kill me once. I'm perfectly fine with him where he is now.
A dog is a good judge of character for
there you go. He tried to kill Rob, my boss, too. So that was
never mind.
Yeah. Leave that quote is on. We've got that saved now. So there we go.
I think he really wanted to kill Rob more than you, actually. But all right. Lastly, I know I keep teasing an announcement on our NFBC Las Vegas hotel. I do have the contract in hand. In fact, we're negotiating between 2 different hotels right now. So I'm supposed to sign it by Friday of this week. So I think we'll have an announcement next Monday. Things are going forward, and then we'll be able to talk about that. And hopefully we got some other news next Monday. I've been saving something that I want to get out there. So tune in next Monday. But always good to get you caught up on the week ahead. And again, let's make it a busy week. Let's get in the live streams. Let's get on the SiriusXM show. Let's have some nightly drafts and have some fun, as we're 80 days away from the Thursday night opener. 80 days away from the Thursday night opener. All right, that's a wrap on our High Stakes Weekly podcast. Join us next Monday, and have a great week, everyone. All right, should be a good show next week. Have a great week. Thanks, all.
Thank you for joining us on the High Stakes Fantasy Network podcast. To get in the game, go to playnfc.com.